So what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel, guys. I am David. On today's episode, guys, we're going to be making crushed red pepper flakes. Now, this season we have not gotten into a ton of gardening stuff, into a ton of preservation stuff, and a ton of that kind of stuff on this channel because we did not have a very good gardening season. We're new here to the property that we're currently on, and where we were gardening, our garden got destroyed by deers, by rabbits, you name it, it just got eaten alive. So we didn't get a ton of stuff in the garden, and it's all fair in love and war. Let's be clear. The deer's got to eat, the rabbits got to eat, so I get it. If I can't keep them out and they can get in, well, then more power to them. We do hunt here on the property too, so it's a give-take situation. I don't mind. I'm not even upset by it. It's just called life, and we're gonna move on. So we're making a learning curve, and as we did, we lost a lot of stuff in the garden, so it wasn't a huge success. But we did get a few things, a number of things I want to say out of the garden. We still got some tomatoes and cucumbers, but not enough to do videos for preservation and stuff like that, and not even enough to do videos for harvesting even. But however, our hot peppers, our Thai chilies are abundant. So we have a ton of those. So we're gonna go ahead and make some crushed red pepper flakes, and I'm gonna show you how I make mine. Let's go. The first thing you're going to need is some kind of hot pepper. I am using Thai chilies, very specifically only the ones that have turned red and ripened. Simply give them a little tug up and grab them. Now be mindful, you can use any type of hot pepper that you want for your crushed red peppers. Habaneros, Tabascos, whatever you want. I'm just using Thai chilies because I got a ton of them. Full disclaimer, these things are hot when you make them. All right, so this is what we harvested. Now you can let these just sit on the countertop and let them dry out, but I do own a dehydrator and I'm going to utilize it. I leave my stems on. I pick them off later. You do whatever you like. This is just, how I do it, right or wrong. I'm not saying I'm some expert at this because by all means I am no one's expert. It's just what I do or how I do mine. And they turn out really well for me. So if it helps anybody out there, this is how I do it. Also, feel free to mix and match. If you got some, if you just have a bunch of hot peppers left over in your garden, mix and match them. Throw some jalapenos in here. If my jalapenos are ripened, I would actually throw some in here, but they haven't ripened yet, or they just haven't ripened red. I do have a ton of green jalapenos, and if we get a frost anytime soon, I will be taking those jalapenos out, and we're going to be making cowboy candy with those guys. And I'm pretty sure I'll make a video on that also, because cowboy candy is where it's at for sure. But I enjoy some good spice, so we don't mind doing it this way with these guys. All right, this is our last tray. I spread these out really thin. I'm pretty sure I could have used maybe like just 2 of these and did them all on like 2 or 3 of these little trays here and not used all of them. But I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. When I got this much space, I like to use it so that way I'm not worried about them all over top of each other and stuff like that. And my dehydrator does not have a setting or anything like that. This one just plugs in. So I'm going to plug it in. We're going to let it run overnight until they're nice and crisp. All right, so I would encourage also you do this outside. Like me, we're in our shop. If you can't tell, we're outside in our shop, and I bring this outside because these may choke you out a little bit if while they're dehydrating, depending on your situation. Now, me personally, I have kids in the house, so there's no way in the world I'm doing these in the house at all because I don't want my kids being choked out. Because you could just probably open up the windows and maybe get away with that, but it's just way easier for me to do them outside in the garage. Let's begin. All right, guys, so it's been about 15 or so hours that we've had this guy running. Everything looks like it's dry. Let's take a quick look. Oh yeah. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It's good crunch, it's good crispy. So I have my little coffee grinder here. It's gonna drop these in here. And once again, I will remind you that we are outside in my shop. And that is it. So we're going to take a time, pull the tops off these guys really quickly. They pop off nice and easy. Put them right into the grinder. Super simple. Also, I recommend that you wear gloves. If not, deal with the burn on your fingertips till it goes away. So I like to just give this a quick blow down, as just blow it down with the air that you saw, just to get all the seeds and crap out of it. Shannon will run this through the dish for me later through the dishwasher. When I bring it inside, she'll run it through, or I'll run it through, whoever gets time first, and that's it. So we're gonna put this away for now, and let's go ahead and grind up some hot peppers. So this little coffee grinder here, the cord does come out, but because I have an extension cord on it, I just bring the extension cord to it, so I don't have to undo it. This is way too full for this particular situation, but because these are hot peppers, they break down so fast, I don't really care. So it's not a big deal. And the next part is gonna be to your liking, but just grind them up. My little coffee grinder here, when you turn the head on this thing, there's little arms that go down the side, and it kind of cleans like this with your fingers. See my fingers here? It does this on the side of the glass, so it kind of moves things around in there. So it'll shake it up for you a little bit. I don't know if you can see that little arm right in there. There you go. So that's what, when you see me doing that, that's all I'm doing. Now, if you want a dust and a powder, you grind it longer. If you don't, and you want flakes, you know, kind of tap at it, pulse it a little bit. Me, I end up having, typically speaking, when I do this, a combination of a little bit of flake and a little bit of dust, because of the shaker that I put mine in has really fine holes, because I only want a little bit to come out at a time, because for me, this is really spicy, and I like it really spicy, but I don't want to hurt myself spicy either. I just want to enjoy my spice, so I don't want it to dump out. I like it to kind of come out nice and easy on me, so I can enjoy it, because it's really, really hot, man. These things are spicy, but it's really good. And just, for me personally, too much spice is not a good thing. Well, it's not enjoyable. Oh, this is looking phenomenal. So I'm gonna call that good for mine. Let's go transport this into our container. All right, we're gonna put this into our little shaker container here. Now this used to be smoked paprika, a container from Simply Organic, and we hold on to all of our old containers, not old containers, yeah, our old little jars here. As you can see, I already have some pepper flakes in there. They're going low. That's why we needed more. And this is my fancy state-of-the-art funnel from the dollar store. But so we're just gonna go ahead and top this guy on off. Now, because I'm outside, I feel like I'm okay with this, but sometimes you might want to let the dust settle before you open this guy up. But I'm actually okay with it out here, and it's not too bad. So here we have it. Crushed hot red pepper flakes. It's so nice. Guys, they're really, really spicy. As far as I'm concerned, everybody's spice level is different. To me, I feel like they're really spicy. I have friends that will dump this on their food and think nothing of it. Now, depending on your level of spice, there is what you're going to get. All right, super simple project to make. Hot pepper flakes. Once again, I know I've already said this, but I can't stress it enough. These are not store-bought hot pepper flakes. These things are spicy, man, but they are really good. In moderation, once again, as far as I'm concerned. You enter at your own risk, guys. I got some more left over here, so I'm gonna find myself another container, and I'm gonna put some of those in that container, because these will not go to waste at all, as I put hot pepper flakes on everything. I mean, not everything, but mostly everything requires me to put some hot pepper flakes on it. I like my stuff a little spicy. So I'm gonna find myself another container, and then that's gonna be that. All right, so I'm gonna use a mason jar, which is typically used, which we typically use for little stuff that we're doing, like a little thing of butter or some leftover, something that we're canning. We have a little bit leftover jelly or something like that. We got a little jar left over. And then also, when we dry a lot of our herbs, I like to put them in these little guys. I have them in the big jars also, but I like to put them in the little guys, because the little guys I can just pinch right out of when I'm cooking. So I thought to myself, you know what? Instead of having to put my hot pepper flakes out and shake them into a dish that I'm cooking for myself specifically, because my kids aren't having anything spicy. They don't like anything spicy. And Shannon likes spicy, but she likes to add her spice as she sees fit, which is fine by me. But when I'm making something specifically for me to be eating, whatever that may be, I like the idea of me being able just to pinch some out and toss it into my dish opposed to having to shake it in. So I'm glad that I have a little leftover, and I'm gonna go ahead and shake some in. And also, there's still a ton more of Thai chili peppers out there that will not go to waste. So I'll have more room when we go later to dehydrate more Thai chili peppers. There's plenty of space in this here jar to put more. And when I want to cook, like I said, I can just pinch out. It'll be nice, it'll be fun. So that's gonna be it for making crushed red pepper flakes out of Thai chilies. All right, guys, so it has been a blast to do our crushed red pepper flakes. Thank you very much for joining me for this episode. It's not a very long one, but I hope you learned something. I hope you got to see how to make some crushed red pepper flakes at home, despite whatever pepper you may have. Even if you just want to use a regular red bell pepper to add in to your jalapeno red peppers or your whatever pepper you may have, just to kind of thin it out, to dilute it a little bit and give you some of that pepper flavor, but still give you some spice. So you can kind of like, you can mix and match a little bit. I mean, you can add hot pepper flakes into your own kind of seasoning. If you want to throw some dried onions in here, dried garlic in here, dried green peppers into this mix, stir it all up and make something fun. So when you're making whatever rub you may be making, it has that right amount of spice that you like and all that kind of stuff. You can always do that kind of stuff with this little stuff right here. And your Thai chilies do not go to waste. How long this will shelf for, I'm not too sure. As a matter of fact, if someone is watching this video and you know how long it will shelf for, let us all know in the comments. Let's all learn together. It doesn't last long in my house. I mean, I've had it for months in my house because we've had so many past harvests. In past harvests, we've had so much that it has definitely been on my shelf for months, and I've had no issue. But I don't know the actual time of when it would actually shelf. I would assume a very long time. They're dried goods and they're stored properly. They should probably shelf, I would think for a couple years, but don't hold me to that. If you know, please drop us a comment below and let's all learn together. So for now, that's it for this episode, guys. I'm gonna wrap this on up. Thank you for hanging out with me. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, join me in the comments, all of that fun stuff, guys. You know it, you know how I do it. So as always, two things. Do not forget to take the time to enjoy what you do, and don't forget, work does not do itself, so don't be afraid to get out there and get after it.